All right, everyone, welcome to our first ever episode of Leveled Opinions. This is the podcast where we are going to talk about mostly nerdy things. A quick introduction of me. My name is Tommy, and
Alexander.
yeah, we are your hosts for this show.
So we're pretty much going to switch it up a little bit,
Yeah,
give each other a little bit chance at hosting every other episode.
yeah, pretty much. It's going to be every other episodes, mostly,
Mostly, yeah.
most every other episode to host this show and this podcast. A little bit about what we're gonna talk about in our podcasts or in this podcast. Uh, Mostly it's gonna be gaming related, nerdy things related, like anime, manga, games, video games, and esports.
Yeah. We might bring up some tech stuff if there's anything relevant.
Yeah,
Mostly just anything we find interesting.
yeah,
Something that is interesting to talk about, things that we would be mostly talking about normally anyway.
yeah,
So, mostly things that we would find fun to talk about.
yeah. This is basically a podcast where we are gonna talk about stuff that we normally talk about when we meet up. Me and Alex have been friends for pretty much a good portion of 80% of our lives.
Yeah.
Uh, Known each other for since
What, decade and a half?
decade and a half, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have been very close for a long time, and obviously we have mostly the same hobbies. Uh, just to like pick up someone, what's your hobbies, Alex?
Well, I mostly dabble in games. Games is what takes up most of my free time.
Yeah, what kind
Uh,
of games?
I do a lot of different. It really varies on the kind of from time to time.
Yeah.
I go a lot in multiplayer games. Mostly, I like to play games with friends. Fun. I do competitive games. I play some Valorant. I used to play some Dota back in the day. But I also go into like survival open sandbox games with friends.
Cool,
Like I've
cool.
been recently playing some Pal World with some friends as well as started recently starting up some Satisfactory with a friend of mine.
Oh.
So that's gonna be a hell of a job. Almost Satisfactory is such a big game.
Yeah, that's not a game I'm familiar with, but I'm sure I'll be hearing a lot about throughout this
I'll
podcast.
I'll probably mention it every now and
Yeah,
then. I'm
um,
guessing.
a good thing, like, since I've known Alex for so long, I know that if he's really interested in something, I'm gonna hear about it. And that's what I like about this friendship. Just we're interested in something. We're actually gonna talk about it a lot, and I think that's going to shine through in this podcast.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
interests we have in our hobbies and games and
yeah,
yeah, anime, manga. We're also going to have like pretty much a section the episodes.
yeah.
Which we
So
agreed on.
we're
Um,
probably we're for the like format we're thinking of starting with. We're mostly going to have me hosting um, episodes based on games and game news, game related, some stuff like mostly themes in games in general.
yeah,
While Tommy will be taking up the mantle of the anime part, anime, manga,
uh,
Japanese
Japanese
pop
cultures.
culture in
Yeah,
general.
that's pretty much my stand on this podcast. That's my field field of expertise, if you might
Hmm.
some might say.
So bring it back a
Um,
little bit. What games do you play?
I play. Oh, I'm not a good gamer at the moment. I have played some Fire Emblem recently, and I played some Digimon World Next Order because that's probably the most recent game I played. That's not online. Other than that, I played a lot of Riot games, online games like League of Legends. Not so much League of Legends the past 2 years, but a little bit. Played some TFT, Teamfight Tactics for long, and Valorant with Alex and our friends, our friend group there. So that's mostly what I play at the time. I have plans to pick up my gaming hobby a little bit more.
Mm.
Because I need to be better at playing single player games. Because I have wasted way too many hours on online games. Like for the fact that I'm not really good at them. Yeah,
I'll try and find a couple of good single play games for you,
yeah,
my
yeah,
friend.
yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That's also a thing we're probably going to implement.
Yeah,
Recommendations and challenges for this podcast,
yeah.
uh, which you will hear more about uh, once we get to that part of. That's when we are talking more about
Mm.
that. Yeah. Um. So we're talking about like interests in games and stuff like that. You have a bachelor's degree in game design, don't you? So
I do.
that's why
I
you
do.
are like picking up the mantle for this game genre and the game use and
I wouldn't call myself professional in any way, but I do have some experience. I
yeah,
have made a bunch of smaller games. We used to, in class, have groups that we were working on, like small indie companies in class,
yeah,
where we were working on games, which was pretty fun.
yeah,
It was a really good learning experience to kind of get on like the hands-on feel of just you are a team. Find yourself on like you need an artist, you need a programmer, you need a game designer that does like story design, level design, all
yeah,
that, and you just put together this team, and together you work towards a goal of a game that you do over one semester. So we usually always end up with pretty much just like an early alpha or like just a test build,
yeah, like
but it was a good way to like learn the process of the entire like way through of making the game,
yeah.
and we even got like some practice on with like finalization for when we were handing them in because we got these graded. So we got grades on them in the end. So
And you have like because of this background you have in game design, you pretty much have like a really good like understanding of the game industry as well. It seems.
I do.
Yeah,
I do have a lot of interest in trying to keep up with the game industry, trying to like see news that happens with big corporations and smaller indie game companies and stuff like that. And we'll see what type of meanings and what my feelings are on some of the things that happen there. But we'll get to that when it is very irrelevant in my eyes.
yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Our hot takes, as they might be called at some point. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much. I'm looking very forward to like
Hmm.
having different conversations with
Hmm.
you on the game industry, the new games that's releasing.
Hmm.
We'll get back to that a bit later. Talk a little bit more about what's releasing and what we're looking
Hmm.
forward to.
But while we
Um,
were on the train of
yeah,
experience, you also have some experience with this.
yeah. So the reason we started this podcast is all great ideas start alcohol.
True.
So we were out with friends having this Christmas
Party.
party. It's a Yeah, that's kind of nifty to mention. We're both living in Norway, so we're based in Norway. None of us are fully Norwegian, which is great. Which might explain the accent. We have a little bit of an accent for
It is most likely noticeable.
yeah, very noticeable. Fumbling with words, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, big thing in Norway is that we have this Christmas table, as it's called. It's called Christmas table.
Yeah, if
It's a
you directly
party.
translated
Yeah,
it.
directly translated, it's Christmas table. It's a Christmas party for Norwegians. Usually companies have these. We Our friend group usually have it once a year
Yeah.
around Christmas, celebrating the year, having some good food, good drinks, having a good time. And
So, and then we kind of just got into like random drunk conversations that we had.
yeah,
And then out of nowhere, I don't really remember how it started, to be honest, how the conversation even started. But I mostly just remember that we ended on the topic of like YouTube channels or like
Yeah,
doing something like that, and then ended up in podcasts at some point.
yeah,
And then I think we're partially also here because of the friends that were with us that day.
yeah.
Kind of like, oh yeah, 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 you should do it. You should go. Yeah, come on. Yeah,
This is
that
something you
sounds
should
good.
do. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like I would listen. Like so, mostly kind of want to just do it for fun.
yeah. This is solely because of fun, and the reasoning behind it is okay. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time when we see each other. Yeah, why not meet up every now and then and just talk on a podcast?
A little
Like,
bit more structure than we
yeah,
usually
a
do,
little
but
bit more structured than we usually have. Um, Try to not ramble away.
yeah.
Although that's might still happen from time to time.
We'll see. We'll see.
Uh, but yeah, my background for this reasoning why I felt like this is a good idea. I have a background in as a radio host back in university. I used to host and have this radio program that's called Nerd Talk, or in Norwegian, Nerdeprat. Back in back in the day, and it felt really comfortable, and was like, okay, I could do this again. I could talk on a show, have a podcast. That's something I feel very comfortable with. Um, as I'm saying all these filler words. Uh, but yeah, so my background usually is somewhat in there, and I have a background in photography and graphic designs. Also a little bit of game design, just a slight bit, half a year or something, which I dabbled in, and then went over to like a yeah, more video editing, uh, photography. That's, that's kind of the thing I felt most comfortable in.
Mm.
Uh, and I've done some YouTube as a teenager, uh, editing videos, which
Anything pop off?
yeah, one video actually popped off. Actually, I was really lucky with this. I edited in this called like AMVs, these anime music videos. I used to back in what's it called high school. Yeah, edited one of those, Naruto one, um, and it popped off. I remember maybe getting like 200 views. This was back in like 2013. I was like, oh my God, I got 200 views, and then went like 2 hours and it was like 10,000 views. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be famous. And then over the years, it's accumulated to around 2.7 million views, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
that's a lot.
That one video actually popped off,
Mm.
and some of them, I posted some videos later that popped off, and not too much, but like got 1,000 views here, 2,000 views here. So um, most of them are not there anymore. The 2.7 million one is still out there. Might actually uh, uh, show it someday on this podcast, but now's not the time.
We'll have a reaction episode to that at that
Yeah,
point.
how reaction? How cringe was I in back in 2013? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me. I can explain some of my hobbies.
Yeah.
My hobbies leads more into manga and anime.
Yeah.
I collect physical manga, read manga a lot. Very good at collecting. Not the best at reading all the backlog I have,
Mm.
but I read a lot, but not as I should do for the amount I have collected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I also kind of stopped on just the gaming part. I do have other things I do. I dabble a lot. I read a lot of
yeah,
manga. I'm mostly nowadays I just read manga that I'm like following. I
yeah,
kind of just keep updated. Every now and then I might start a new webtoon,
yeah.
but not really anything like special. Just one every now and then.
Yeah,
But I've
that's
accumulated a lot of ones that I like that I'm keeping updated with. So it's pretty much just a lot to be reading just those.
it is.
And then I also have some D&D I dabble in. I'm a dungeon master at the moment. Have a campaign that's been running for what?
Yeah, because
A year, two, maybe.
you've kept going for a long time, at least. I'm pretty sure you have been Dungeon Master at least 2.5 years.
No, because we
Pretty
started around
sure.
Christmas first time.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think
yeah.
this is just the start of the second year of that campaign. Um but I have been before that as well. I've been dungeon master for numerous years, a little bit on and off,
Yeah, you
a little
were
bit.
both player, both
Yeah, I used to
DM.
have
Yeah.
two campaigns I played in, which are not non-existent right now.
Yeah.
Might pick up later in the future, but we'll see. I like. I've been kind of feeling the urge to be a player again, but that's just me watching Critical Role. But uh, they do so much fun stuff there that it would be really fun to go in as a player again. But then again, I get to live through some of that as a DM anyway,
Yeah.
just playing the characters that they're meeting, and I kind of get to be the bad guy, which is fun.
Yeah.
So
You also tried to get me into D&D for a long time. Never really succeeded there, but
that's you being stubborn.
yeah, I'm being stubborn.
I
Like
have
I've tried
invited
D&D a
you.
few times. It's not really for me. Like I'm ironically, but sort of. If you know me, it's
Mm.
kind of weird that that's not something I want to dabble in. But it's
Still might have
I have
not
so
just
many
met.
other time-consuming things that I can't really
Yeah.
put the time into it. Like I want to, if I put
It's
time to it, I would put a lot of time to it.
like my in my point, like as a like in my point of view, as a player, you
Yeah,
don't really put in that much time.
probably
It's
don't.
mostly just like the weekend where like the day that you're there and playing.
Yeah,
It's more being the dungeon master that's time consuming. Because as a player, I usually never do anything outside other than just show up with my stuff and then I play.
yeah. So
So and also you might have just not had the right group of players to play with. Because
also,
I've played with a lot of different groups and they are very different. The dynamic and how people play and stuff like that is always different.
yeah, I can. Yeah, I can tell like from having visited all groups.
Mm,
One of your groups I saw playing at some point, and I've tried playing with another group, and it's very different dynamics,
mm.
and so I get that, and that's something to take accountable
Yeah,
into account to actually if it's going to be a good thing or not.
yeah. I'm really happy with my group right now. We've kind of found a really good dynamic in
Yeah,
a group that everybody is like in it for the kind of same type of experience.
yeah,
And that lets me also be a little bit free and wild with how I do stuff, so which makes it fun.
yeah.
And
That's sounds cool. Like it sounds like the group you're playing with are on a roll, as you would say.
yeah, yeah,
Like you have things figured out. You
yeah.
have a good dynamic. From what I've heard, like I also know people from
Mm,
this group, so I've heard great things about
mm,
it. So yeah, you you dabble in D&D, some manga and anime.
mm.
Also, we're probably going to refer to like manga, manhwa, and webtoon as sometimes just manga, but we're well aware that it's very different genres,
We'll
like very
probably be
different.
mixing it up all the
Yeah,
time.
um, probably mixing up all the time,
Like
especially manhwa and manga, and
yeah,
and another pretty different.
yeah, I think that like I would still be ending up calling a webtoon a manga at some point, mostly just because it
Yeah,
just comes out of my mouth. But
it's just what we're used to, you know. So don't slaughter us for mentioning it wrong. We're well aware that we sometimes might get it wrong, and we apologize in advance. So yeah, manga, anime, and games. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what we're going to focus on. Might be some D&D related episodes if we ever get some guests on this podcast.
Yeah.
Would be cool. Especially for me to learn more about the game and
Mm.
or the game.
It's a game, yeah.
It's a game, yeah. Okay.
It's a
Um,
it's a TTRPG, a tabletop role playing game.
yeah, okay, I see.
So it is a game.
So it would be nice to me, like nice for me to actually learn more about the game.
Mm.
Yeah. So um, pretty much what we're going to talk about is going to be those topics. As we mentioned, we are going to have. Um, I'm hosting. We're co-hosting this first introduction
Yeah.
podcast, but we're gonna have our separate hosting videos. I'm gonna host a manga anime related Japanese culture, pop culture stuff podcasts on that's going to be me hosting, and you're going to host the
Yeah.
games industry.
I have a lot of stuff planned so far.
Yeah,
So I have scribbled down some
so,
stuff that I can do and I want to talk about.
yeah, I'm excited for that because it's a lot happening in the games industry this
Yeah,
year. It seems.
there probably is. There is a lot of cool games that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to talk more about it when we get into the next episode.
yeah, but it's
Um, and then there is the Sony State of Play that was recently.
yeah,
Uh,
that was very recent and a lot of things I'm looking forward to.
yeah, and then there's some news about bigger things in the industry that might go on and we might talk about.
Yeah. Also, esports is a huge thing
Yeah,
for us. We
sure.
actually are pretty huge esports fans,
Yes.
especially Valorant. I have hugely watched League of Legends as
Mm.
well.
I've dabbled a lot in both CS and Dota.
Yeah,
Fallen a little bit off the Dota train, but I watch CS every now and then just to catch a little bit of a tournament here and there.
yeah.
I don't really follow a lot. I've lost a lot of not a lot of the players that I used to follow
Hmm.
are still playing, which makes it harder. I
A
when
lot
it
of
comes to
them.
esports for me, it's very much I find enjoyable players that have
Yeah,
a cool style or a good outward appearance or like
you don't necessarily
branding
just
themselves in a
follow
way.
one team.
No, so that's the reason I have my favorite player in Valorant as well.
Yeah,
I it's just fun to watch and it's enjoyable.
me as well. So I'm very huge esports fan. Like
Yeah.
we have plans to like probably have some esports related podcasts.
Hmm.
I think at least we're probably looking into that.
Yeah, I am considering some topics to bring up in every now and then in my episodes. At least we're talking about big esports events, or
Yeah,
is there like a big CS tournament, Valorant tournament, League tournament coming up? Is there anything interesting going around it? Is there any news coming from it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
controversies, whatever.
yeah. I'm looking very much forward to that. Like having some discussions about esports, especially Valorant, which we're both actually very into. Uh, VCT is closing or in the closing.
The first qualifier for the first Masters
Yeah,
is just
yeah,
done
yeah. It was
a
just
week
finished.
or so ago.
Yeah,
It is. It's something we might talk
yeah,
about later. So
yeah,
we'll leave it for now. I'm not
yeah.
trying to
We'll
go
leave it for
into
now.
nitty gritty yet.
But what is your favorite esports team for the moment?
For the moment, I am a very big fan of Fnatic,
Yeah,
but that is mostly because of Boaster and Alfair.
yeah.
I am a really big fan of both of those players. Sad to see my boy Dirk leave, but stuff happens.
Stuff happens.
But Dirk is doing good
Yeah,
with Vitality. So,
cool.
but that is my current favorite team. I think one of my all-time favorites is that was also mostly in Dota though, but that was OG in Dota. So it's a team I still follow. I watch some news and see how they do, but I don't really follow the Dota esports scene anymore.
Yeah. No, I can relate to the not following the leagues either as much as I used to. Although T1 and Faker is still going to be my top team and top player.
I've
I've
heard.
followed him since 2014, actually, when I started playing the game. He has won 5 world championships, which is insane
Mm.
in League of Legends. Never before done. It was never before done to win 4 even, so or 3. So he's basically taken uh, a new step every time. But 5 world championships is pretty good. That's
Yeah.
you're a solid player if you.
Yeah. It's like the Ronaldo and Messi of
Yeah,
Valorant, or on the league in this case.
yeah,
It's like of esports.
um,
You're showing yourself to be pretty high up there
yeah,
and consistent.
yeah. Very consistent. So when it comes to Valorant, I'm yeah, more like you when or like I see a cool player and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna root for this team because he's on this team.
Yeah.
It's
I
because I'm not really I don't have a team favorite like
mm,
I have a favorite team.
mm. Now
Uh,
I usually start that way when I like fall into an esport,
yeah,
and then I kind of, especially if the player that I'm following, like the player that kind of hooks me in the start or like in the first year of the game,
yeah,
that I'm into the game. I find one player that I enjoy both play style and outwards, like how they're in interviews and stuff like that. It's fun.
yeah,
And but then if they stay with a team for a while, I end up kind of like just slowly like building interest in the team. So I usually like even if the player leaves, then I still follow the team in a sense.
yeah. So talking about esports now, I want to move forward to like we have our a controversial thing to start the podcast with, but our top 5 games as
Oof.
we're in still on the game side of it.
Yeah, I it's a little bit of a struggle for me.
Yeah,
I have like I would say that I have my top three nailed, but the fourth and fifth position I would be able to have a little bit of leeway, or like I
okay,
am not
okay.
I'm not 100%. I can
Let's
start with top
yeah,
three.
go from 3 and up to
Okay,
number
so
1. Let's
third
hear it.
place, I have a game that I've enjoyed a lot, played a lot, modded a lot,
Yeah,
and I have a couple hundred hours, no more. I have like 700 hours in the game total
yeah,
over the years, but I've been playing this game since I was like 17 or something.
yeah,
Terraria.
yeah. There are.
Terraria is really big for me.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It is such a good, well-rounded game. I
It
think
is.
it's really well optimized. It's just the progression in the game is really fun, really enjoyable,
Yeah,
and you just do get to do a lot of creative freedom. You get to mix and match your build and build how your character how you want to.
yeah,
And I played a lot of different servers with different people. Played a couple of solos as well, so I'm a lot there. But I think like mostly the last couple of years I've been playing in modded.
yeah.
Second place, I will put Elden Ring.
Coloring, yeah.
It's
That's a good spot
yeah,
for Elden
Elden
Ring.
Ring really took me uh, pretty hard. I was a Souls fan before,
Yeah.
um,
A lot of people would
but
put that on their first place, so I'm really excited for your first place now.
yeah, I kind of I was kind of like almost late to the Souls train. I started on Dark Souls 3, like right before Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
So I started on Dark Souls 2 was my first game.
Mm.
I went on and progressed from there. And I think that Elden Ring, especially with the DLC,
Yeah.
made it just a masterpiece of a game.
Yeah.
It is so good. So much fun to play. And then I have it's mostly a game that I just always seem to enjoy. I can replay it again and again, and it's related to my D&D hobby as well. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that is okay. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get the first. Yeah, yeah,
So Baldur's Gate 3 is just such a fun game. Yeah, there is so much you can do. You can progress the story. You can act out however you want almost. You can be at, like kind of exact type of character you want to be. You can build your character in so many different ways.
yeah,
And for me, it's like very enjoyable to be able to try out characters
yeah,
that I would enjoy for D&D campaigns that I would be able to play again. So I have made characters that I've been wanting to throw at my D&D group that are based on characters I've made in the game,
yeah,
which has been really fun. So, like for going back to the bottom again, fourth and fifth, I have a lot of stuff that I can bring up there, and it's mostly just when I base top fives, it's not necessarily on like this is a god tier of game like a masterpiece. It is comes from a personal enjoyment.
hmm,
It's like how much did I play it? How much do I enjoy it? How much is the replayability for me? Like how many times can I play it over again? And I think like one of the candidates up there is Stardew Valley, and also a game that I've really enjoyed a lot.
yeah,
But then I also have some nostalgic games as well, like Fire Emblem,
yeah,
specifically the Radiant Dawn
yeah,
on the V. I really enjoyed that game as a kid, and it was really fun. But I also have some of the Game Boy Fire Emblems. I have Persona up there, Persona 5. Metaphor ReFantazio is also like battling up there. So there's too many of them that's like on the same range for me that I'm struggling to find
yeah.
my
I
fourth
know.
and fifth. So it's like, it's almost like I would give like just take the two fourth and fifth spots and just like spread it out and put like a load of them in there in that spot. So
Just a bunch of like top 4 or 5.
yeah.
But like I feel like top 4 and 5 usually are circling as to like what kind of mood you're in. That's a big one for me. Like top 4 or 5 is usually okay, this is what I feel today. Yeah.
Mm,
Or like my top 4 and 5 can vary depending on the day, depending on what season it is.
mm,
Almost like if it's summer, okay, now I feel like this is the game
yeah.
that suits this season. So yeah,
I also have a new game that is kind of building its way up to fight for that fourth and fifth place, but I'm going to talk about it in my episode, so we'll see.
yeah,
So it's been really fighting its way up there.
yeah. It's good. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for M1, that's I want to elaborate more on that, but I'm saving it kind of
Yeah.
for
Your top five?
my top five. Top 5 games of all time. I have I've struggled a lot to find this top 5, but I'm gonna start in 3,
Mm.
as you did. Number 1 is gonna be very nostalgic for me. It's gonna be Digimon World, the very first Digimon World that was released on PS1. It is very, very badly designed. Uh, it's a great game. It's a good designed game. Like, it's really graphically good
Mm.
in my eyes for a PlayStation 1 game. It's still, I think it still holds up really good.
Okay.
Um, but the mechanics of it, it's kind of good, but it's also really bad how you kind of raise Digimon. You have no clue. There's no clue how to like get set and set Digimon
Yeah,
in this world. But great game. Loved it a lot. So to like my number 2, I'm a very nostalgic person. So another franchise I truly love, which is top 2 because I've spent so many hours in it, and I usually come back to it at some point. It's the Pokemon franchise.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it's, yeah, again. My top five is not really based on what's a good game, like it's a really good, but it's just top games I like.
Pokemon franchise for me as well. Like I've been very on and off.
Yeah,
Like I used to play a lot of it, and then I kind of fell off for some years,
yeah,
and then I kind of got back into it with Scarlet and Violet.
yeah.
And
Diamond and Pearl remake.
I did play the Diamond and Pearl remake. I didn't manage to get myself through the entire game. I think I got to
Really?
like the sixth or seventh gym.
Oh,
Uh, I'm not sure what happened really.
no. I can get it as well because Diamond and Pearl, like the original games, was kind of a lot of people love those games. To me, those were not the best games. Like
Mm,
Platinum was good,
mm,
which I think was a mistake
mm,
by Game Freak to not implement the Platinum game instead
mm.
of Diamond and Pearl. But I get the whole thing with like Diamond and Pearl, big thing. Um,
I think my favorite gen is Ruby and Sapphire.
yeah, Ruby and Sapphire was
Like
really good.
favorite gen for like specifically the Pokemon is Gen 1.
Yeah,
That is never gonna change for me. Gen 1
yeah.
is
Gen One
just
is
the ultimate Pokemon gen. But
they're the OGs, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm always gonna have my boy Charmander.
yeah, me too.
Never change. But I I think the gen that I played the most is Gen 3.
Yeah, Gen 3 is probably my most played as well.
Yeah.
Next is probably, I would say, I've never played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I remember was great games. But they're really tedious games
Yeah.
because you don't level up as much. It
No.
takes forever to like get a strong Pokemon. The XP
Yeah.
thing is very low there. Um, there's also 16 gyms.
Yeah.
Like it's first
But then
Johto,
again,
then Kanto.
the gyms are also lower level than you would
Yeah,
expect.
they
So like
are.
when you're still like only like level 50, 60, when you beat the 16th gym,
Yeah,
it's like you're not really that high level when you're done with all the gyms.
yeah, you're not. So that was, I remember that was a struggle for me to play.
No.
I love the games, but just about like I love the first 8 gyms. I was like, okay, now I feel like I never get anywhere.
No.
But yeah, up one spot though. Is gonna be for me Last of Us. Part one and two, like those are
Okay.
pretty close to each other. They get a shared another franchise, but Naughty Dog really did a good job on the Last of Us series in my eyes. It's emotional, it's pretty, it's really good storytelling.
Hmm.
Um, Especially part two. I like part two a lot, and I know that's very controversial because part two got so much hate when it came out. But I really liked Last of Us Part Two. It's a good game.
I haven't tried them. I like I do have PlayStation,
Yeah,
but I'm not that big of a console gamer. I
no,
mostly keep to the PC. So it's like I don't end up buying a lot of stuff on the PlayStation. So I don't end up, and even if I do, it's like I had the Horizon Zero Dawn,
yeah,
and I never managed to finish it. I bought God of War. I have both the God of War games. I never managed to finish them,
yeah,
but it's like even though I really should, but sometimes for me, single player games are a struggle.
yeah.
Sometimes
I feel you on the single player games.
it it really depends.
Yeah,
Like for Stardew Valley, I can play that forever.
but it's a grindy game though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
I do like a bit of grind.
yeah,
I do like just grinding a little bit, having some music or a YouTube video on in the background, and just grinding in a game. It's kind of fun.
yeah. Grind games are like, or grindy games, however you want to phrase it, is it's something I just find like really appealing with. I can grind, I can do this on my own pace, but I can get as strong or as much as I want
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this game. If I just, it's like, it's kind of like work. If you work more, you get more money. If you
yeah.
play more, you get more stuff, and I love that.
I'm a min maxer.
Yeah,
Like I do that in D&D and in Baldur's Gate. I do
yeah,
it in Stardew Valley. I tried to find the most cost-effective way of earning money in Stardew Valley
Yeah.
and the least amount of effort.
Yep.
Like, can I plant just do one day to plant, set up all my sprinklers so that everything's watered, so I don't need to touch it for the entire season, and I can just come pick up every now and then and sell it for money? Yes.
Yeah, me too.
And then I can go have fun in the mines.
Yeah, because that's something I like as well. Like having that grind and that min-maxing mindset, and also I'm a really like I love to design when I like to build things like they're pretty, they things match, they're cool, and just my aesthetic. Like that's kind of
That
important to me.
that is something I have to show you when it comes to Satisfactory,
Yeah,
because it is basically you just building this giant ass factory with conveyor belts and stuff like that. And it takes so much time because I'm being like picky on how I set up
yeah,
stuff. So like just setting up like one iron deposit that smelts it to make it into something, just that I'm trying to like have everything online and having it nice and clean. And
yeah,
it's a struggle because
yeah,
I end up like using so much time trying to set it up.
yeah, yeah. But I get that so much. So again, me and I most console gamer. Like I play some Switch now and then. But so my top four, number four spot is actually going to go to not fully like I don't have like a specific game in anything here. I feel like The Last of Us is also good.
Mm.
One, two. Riot Games. Riot
Yeah,
Games is
sure.
going to get because I've used so much time in Riot games like uh League of Legends. I have way too many hours in. TFT, I have a lot of hours in. I have a lot of hours in uh, in Valorant.
Mm.
So those are actually going to be like a top four, like
Yeah.
fourth place, all of them combined. And for fifth, I'm gonna put a game I haven't played in a long time. I'm always like I remember it always like this Dance of Fire and Ice. No, yeah, is it Dance of Fire and Ice? Song of Fire? No, it's a Dance of Fire and Ice. Um, it's a beat game. Like you
Oh,
just tap
okay, okay.
into a beat and just
I think
that game cost me like $2.50, and I have like close to 100 hours in that game.
I haven't heard about it.
It is just a time
I did
consuming.
used to play a lot of OSU back in the day.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
Osu,
Yeah.
and it's a small little indie game that just cost me like $2,
Yeah.
and I've been playing it for like 100 hours.
No,
Best bucks I've ever invested in anything ever.
OSU was a big time thing for me in my like
Yeah,
my like peak anime period, as well as in the Nightcore.
yeah,
Like listen to a lot of Nightcore, watch a lot of anime in that period, and just ended up being in OSU a lot.
yeah.
Never got any good.
Whatever.
I was trash. I I don't
Yeah,
know. Like rhythm games is not really my thing.
yeah,
I
no,
struggle with the rhythm.
yeah, me too. I'm really bad at rhythm games, but this game,
Mm.
um, never thought about if we could swear on this podcast.
Just not first minute.
This is the first minute. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Keep it
we're
PG
past that. Yeah.
PG-13 for the first minute. Um, so yeah, we have our top five games. We gotta follow up with top five anime slash mangas.
Yeah,
Um,
that's where I'm gonna struggle as well.
yeah. So I wanna. Do you want mine first, or do you need some time to think? Because this is
No, I'll think about it a little bit while I'm going.
mhm,
But it's like the criteria there is so weird. Like it's gonna be like kind of the same as for the games because
yeah,
it's gonna be mostly based on my preference. Like what is the thing that it's like multiple factors that makes it a good fun show for me to watch or a good manga for me to read.
yeah,
Uh, and a lot of them is like I kind of want to keep it separate if I do three and three or something, because for me it's been a little bit different.
yeah,
And I try recency bias is difficult.
yeah,
Recency bias is very difficult because a lot of the more recent stuff is going to be fresher on my mind, easier to think about.
Yeah.
But I think that just in general, mostly because it's a lot for me. It's been grown up with it. One Piece is gonna take me number one spot, I think.
Yeah.
Mostly just
That
because
is
I think it
a
is such a well crafted world, good characters, good world building, and the anime nowadays, the art is stunning. The recent arcs, the animation there has been so good,
yeah.
and they've really changed up. And I'm really looking forward to the new adaptation they're doing with the One Piece,
Yeah.
which is going to be the shorter. Uh, they're going to fix the pacing and have a shorter one made by, was it Mappa?
Yeah, might be. Yeah,
Oh,
I've heard the talk about like making a shorter version, like s-
I don't remember who's
skipping
going
all
to
the
make it, but
fillers and skipping
yeah,
of like yeah, filled up stuff and
yeah.
making the art kind of like a little bit more
Who was it that
up to
makes
date.
Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan,
Yeah,
right?
that's Studio Mappa.
Yeah, it's Mappa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mappa.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Map because it's them that are making it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Jesus Christ. Poor things on and that's oh no.
I think that's going to be fun. I think that it's going to be good,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be like a new good way for people to get into it, like get back into it. Because in general, it's going to be shorter.
Yeah.
When that's done, they're going to have two of the same anime running at the alongside each other, which is insane.
Yeah.
But it's going to be way shorter in the end,
Yeah.
mostly because of pacing, removing fillers, and all of that. So
Uh
uh, I think it's going to be good.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that because finally I can watch One Piece.
Yeah.
Because I've never watched or read One Piece.
No.
I've wanted to for a long time, but 1,000 episodes is a lot of episodes.
It is more than 1,000. We're
Yeah.
over 1,100 now, so it's like I think we're above 1,200 in chapters.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I believe I don't remember the exact chapter number. I read it weekly, but I don't really want to follow the chapter number. But it's a lot. That's the reason that I think when I watched it as a kid,
Yeah.
it made it easier because you didn't really like it was more like, oh, there's a lot of this,
Yeah.
so you can really fall into it. But
And
yeah,
you also had more time as a kid. Like you could spend 8 to 10 hours a day watching
yeah, yeah.
anime. No problem.
But yeah, I've been watching anime for watching One Piece for over a decade now, so
Yeah.
watching and reading it. So, but other than that, for like good anime that I really enjoyed, it's hard for me. I think
You can
uh,
also put like
FMAB, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, is
yeah.
still going to be high up there for me.
Yeah, you could
Uh,
also put like mangas in here. This is both
yeah, I kind of wanted to do 303,
yeah,
like
33, yeah.
three anime, three manga,
Yeah.
because I kind of like ranked them a little bit differently,
Yeah.
because it really depends. But yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is big up there for me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not I'm not sure if I would put it on second or third place, but yeah. And I think I'm just gonna do like a generalization. JoJo is gonna be third place for me.
Yeah.
So if maybe second, JoJo as a like full series because like different parts of JoJo are basically different animes, just with
Yeah.
the relevancy of each other. It's like different, and they are different rated in my eyes as well on different seasons.
Yeah.
But JoJo manga is also really good. At least like the last part that finished recently was pretty good.
Mm.
A year or so ago. No, it's like 2 years ago I finished. I don't remember. But going into manga, I think it's gonna be a lot of recency bias, but in general, just I'm gonna take manga, manhwa, webtoon in one bunch there.
Yeah.
I think my all-time favorite I'm struggling with, but I think It's either my favorite or my second favorite, which is Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
It is very high up there. I'm really enjoying it.
Solo Leveling is a really good
Yeah,
manga or manga, or
yeah,
whatever you want to say. Solo Leveling is really good,
yeah.
and it was kind of a pioneer
Mm,
in the manhwa
mm.
industry. Also, this kind of uh, Solo Leveling did something new
Mm.
out of the isekai. It made it
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fantasy related, not necessarily isekai.
It's not isekai. It's more just like putting a game world into
Yeah,
the real world. Because kind of just like introducing all these powers and stuff like that and bringing it into the real world. So it's not an isekai, but it's it's playing on a lot of the things that isekais would play on.
yeah,
And then I would also put manga wise, I would put Cage of Eden up there for me. Yeah, you
yeah.
should really try it if you hadn't seen it.
Mm.
I haven't read it. It's really good. It's the one that I've really enjoyed and really encapsulated me. It's this mystery survival adventure type thriller.
Yeah,
It's really fun. I do love myself a twist, a good twist,
yeah.
and I think I'm gonna have to again recency bias. I'm gonna do a shared third place. Shared third place between Omniscience Reader's Viewpoint
Yeah.
and Fire Force.
Fire Force.
Fire Force is really up there for me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's I can't go much too much into it without spoiling stuff,
Mm.
but just the entire setup from start to finish, the story was well done in the entire way. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like there was any like downtime in it. It didn't feel like it was like any parts that I found boring,
Yeah.
and it kind of like kept the hype up for me for it.
Yeah.
Even though I was reading it weekly, which is struggling when you're reading it weekly to keep the pace up and keep you actually hooked.
Yeah.
Um, but just in general, the full scale of it, like start to end, when you get the full picture in the end, it was so satisfying and fun for me. I really enjoyed the ending of it.
Mm. Yeah, I've heard different opinions on Fire Force actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe check that out
Mm.
sometime. It's on a list I have of mangas I want to read.
I need to get myself to watch the actual anime.
Uh,
I haven't seen it yet.
there's this one scene in this in the anime that is well known.
Mm.
The most that sound is so crisp though. So if the anime has some kind of like if that's the quality of the anime, I kind of want to watch it. I think I started watching Fire Force when it first aired
Mm.
as an anime. Um, but I stopped some for some reason. It was when
Yeah.
it first like way back when it
Mm.
started airing. So yeah, your top five mangas and animes, a lot of good stuff.
Controversial on some
Yeah,
points.
well, I think it's good stuff. So, but I'm a manga and anime connoisseur, as some people might say. No, jokes aside, I also have a top five list. So, which is more, uh,
You prepared more for this list.
I prepared,
I
I
didn't.
had
I
this
didn't.
list prepared. But I'm also like living off of this bias that you were talking about, this
Mhm.
recent bias. Um, but my top five manga and anime are mixed because I usually read what I watch.
Yeah.
But there's some here that are pretty recent, but it's at the top five at the moment.
Mm.
My list of top five animes and mangas change all the time because I read and
Yeah, yeah.
watch so much throughout the year.
It's the same for me with the recency bias. I usually like, oh, I'm really hyped for this one right now. I'm really hyped for this one right now.
Yeah, so I'm
It changes.
this time, despite like the my top five games, I'm not going to keep it to franchises this time. At least try to. So my number one spot at the moment,
You don't want to start at the bottom? Work your way up?
I feel like the bottom one is the most like controversial
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
usually what it is, but
Yeah.
it's more fun to reveal
Okay.
the top one last.
Yeah, let's take the bottom one first then. Bottom one is because I've been reading it very recently. I have also no, I actually got to switch this up because I've already changed my mind. That is that is crazy. My bottom one is at the moment Apothecary Diaries. But that is number 5 on the list. Actually, it's number 6 on the list because it just barely didn't make it to number 5.
I know you've been
Oh,
nagging me on trying to get in,
yeah,
but
you should really watch Apothecary Diaries. That is a
like,
it's really anime. It's really cool. Like it's a cool concept. It is exciting as it's kind of like a mystery anime
mhm.
slash manga. Like
I know I've just been struggling because I've been reading the synopsis a lot,
yeah,
the plot summary, but I it just hasn't hooked me.
you should watch it. I can
Maybe,
recommend watching it actually. I think that's
maybe.
a better format to get into it. Just because you get all the coloring and you get voice actors, you get
Mm.
the music. That brings out a lot for this series, in my opinion. And then I have number 5, the actual number 5. It's Frieren at the moment, so
Mm.
it's ranking fairly low, considering what most people would rank it at this moment. I know it's a very popular anime and manga, but it's not as good as people say it is. I think it's very good. Like it's very well animated and it tells a story really well. It's not as exciting as I think. Um, uh, it's a very good anime and
Mm.
manga. Like it's what do you call it? Like it's a uh,
Cozy.
yeah, kind of cozy, but
Yeah.
also like a from a view of a expert,
Yeah, yeah.
like a animator's that kind of view. It's a very good, well done anime and manga
Yeah.
because it has implemented a lot of cool things, but it's not as exciting as I want the first place to be.
Mm. Mm.
But it's really really good. Still, like it top 5 in my eyes is really good still. And then I have a series that beats Fear in my eyes. Lana at
Planet, yeah.
number 4. That
I
is a but also that's it's a long time since I saw it.
Yes.
It's still
I was
does work.
considering putting Clannad on my top three,
Yeah,
but it has been on my top three. Both Clannad and FMAP has been up there for me for many years.
yeah,
I am just I'm starting to get scared of Clannad because I haven't seen it in so many years.
yeah,
I'm getting scared that it's mostly nostalgia for me. And I'm scared to watch it again because I have the feeling the impression that Clannad gave to me at that point, and
yeah,
I'm afraid if I watch it again, if I'm gonna find it boring or like how I'm gonna feel when watching it again.
yeah. Me too. So I can watch it again. I'm sticking to the nostalgia,
Mhm.
sure, but it's still top 4.
Yeah, yeah.
So based on my memories of it, I think it's still really good.
What's my
It
top
holds up.
three?
No, I had Apothecary Diaries at number 6 because
Oh,
took
six. Yeah.
I took the opportunity to have a honorable mention.
Okay.
Um, but number 3 goes to Naruto.
Naruto.
For me,
Yeah.
it's a long series. It's very good. I like it a lot. I grew up with the Naruto show and with manga. So for me, that's a very nostalgic, but also a series I've followed for a very long time.
Yeah.
Have watched some Boruto. Not really up to date on that one. It's not as good. It's not even closely as good.
I
Naruto was a really good series for me.
I don't give Naruto the high praise you do. I kind of like it was one of my first
Yeah,
manga that I read, anime that I watched as well. It was one of my first. I started with a lot of the shonen ones. I started with
yeah,
Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. Went into Fairy Tail as well. I did
mm,
a lot of the basic shonen ones, but I was in the perfect target group when I started. So,
yeah,
but I don't know. I fell off Naruto at some point.
yeah.
It was a lot to do with
This
the
war.
pacing and the
Yeah,
war. The war was a struggle for me because that's when I was reading it weekly
yeah.
when the war was all going on, and I was struggling
The
really hard with it.
the war arc was insane.
Yeah,
It was so long and it lasted forever, and you knew this was like the final thing that's gonna happen,
yeah,
but
but it just felt like they were dragging it out.
it kind of, and I'm well aware that there are moments in Naruto that's not perfect, but to me it had so much wise kind of life teaching moments that I liked about it. Um, which I think about now in the later parts of my life. But it's not in top two. Even though I like it a lot and I've watched it a lot of times. I've watched it and read it a couple times. Still not really top two. I recently invested in the box sets though, so that was kind of cool to finally get them in physical manga. But as for number two, I am actually currently enjoying Solo Leveling as well.
Yeah.
I am reading it physically, so I'm only on volume 10. I'm currently reading volume 10. Um, and watching the anime as well.
Yeah.
And this anime season looks to be amazing.
I'm also following the spin-off sequel that
Yeah,
is of
yeah,
Soul Leveling Ragnarok. It's been cool so far.
yeah. So I'm stoked to actually maybe get to the Ragnarok part at some point.
Hmm.
So yeah, not too much more to say about Solo Leveling that's not already been said.
Hmm.
But the number one spot is probably shocking for a lot of people, but it's Blue Box. It's probably something that's flown
Hmm.
under the radar for some people.
I haven't really gotten into it. I've
Yeah,
already talked about it, but I don't know. It's just I haven't
it's
gotten into it.
amazing. It's amazingly done. It's a rom-com with
Hmm.
sports,
Hmm.
without actually too much focus on either part. Like
Hmm.
it's really they're really good at like having like getting all the parts at the right time. Like you get the sport at the right time for sports, and you get the rom-com at the right time for the rom-com.
Hitting the story beats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really good and such a grown-up love story,
Hmm.
kind of considering it's set in high school.
Hmm.
It's really like grown up, like not too much fan service, which I
Oh
like a
yeah.
lot. Like it's really well done in my eyes. So yeah, about this. That's going to bring me to the next thing because this is my top five. I'm not going to elaborate too much on my top fives this episode because I will be hosting a anime episode later. So I'm not going to elaborate too much more on that, but I do have a a little recap before we're talking about this episode. So we have talked about what we're going to talk about in on this podcast. It's called Leveled Opinions. It's very important opinions in some people's eyes. Some hot takes, some careless takes. Um, how many episodes we're going to release each. Our release schedule is going to be kind of mixed. It's not going to
I think
be
I think we're
too.
gonna kind of just go with the flow.
We're going with the flow because this is completely new, so we need to see how many episodes we actually can realistically put out without breaking too many promises.
Yeah.
Because that's not something we want to do.
Just saying sorry ahead of time if we start getting into a schedule and then we suddenly have a week or two break. Sorry,
Yeah,
but that might happen. We have stuff that happens in our private lives as well.
yeah.
So
We have a job
we
though.
have jobs. So
Yeah,
this is a side gig.
yeah.
It's fun.
It's for fun mostly. So
We're gonna try and have like a
some
semi-consistent
yeah,
schedule, but that really depends on how much time is going to be with editing and
yeah. We're looking.
prepping and getting the episodes recorded and stuff like that. We're going to need to be able to meet up and record them as well. So,
Yeah. So we're probably gonna have like a weekly release date.
mm,
Uh, to try to strive for a weekly release date. Not too much more in the beginning.
mm,
If everything goes well, we might. And if we get the time, we might actually release more often. But for now, it's probably going to be weekly and might differentiate between weekly every now and then,
mm.
depending on our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah. Uh, so we're also gonna section the episodes off in like 50-50 anime, manga related, and games related.
Mm.
Uh, so it'll be easier for you listeners out there to actually uh, yeah, to choose which episodes you want to listen to if you're into both anime and games. That's
You're
great.
free to watch both, but
Yeah,
you're also able to change it up if you want to skip every other episode.
yeah,
Mostly just follow when whoever which one of us is hosting. If it's me I'm hosting, that we're probably going to be focusing on game related stuff and stuff like that.
yeah,
We're not saying that manga and stuff like that aren't going to be in the episodes. Or like manga and anime aren't going to be in the episodes. It's something we talk about anyway, but it's mostly going to be us switching up. So then, if Tommy here is gonna host episodes, is gonna be mostly manga, anime,
yeah,
webtoon, manhwa related.
yeah. And if you host the episodes, it's going to be
Yeah,
games related,
yeah,
esports, D&D,
yeah.
that type of
That's it.
stuff. Yeah. So, on that note, do you want to announce the next episode?
Sure. I tease a little bit. I'm probably going to be talking a lot. We're probably going to be discussing a lot about the Sunny State of Play.
Yeah,
A lot of the games that are coming out there, our takes on them, what we think, what is going to be, if it's going to be good, if it's going to flop,
yeah,
um, how it's going to do, how our personal opinion of the game and stuff like that. But we're also going to have some talks about discussing a little bit about Masters Bangkok.
yeah.
So talking a little bit about the VCT Masters Bangkok that is coming up, and as well as I have a game that I have been playing lately that I want to brief you a little
Oh,
bit about and
do you
talk
have
a little
a
bit.
review ready already?
Kind of, yeah,
All right. That's also something we might do. We might
yeah.
review both mangas and animes and games.
Hmm.
Games is going to be hard at some point to review. So if you get a games review, that's going to be gonna be good
It's
because
going to probably be a little bit longer in between
yeah,
the game reviews than with manga and anime
yeah,
reviews, but
that might be. I'm not going to promise every episode, but
no.
it's gonna be some good manga reviews and anime reviews.
Hmm.
A lot of the episodes because try to keep up to date with releases.
Hmm.
Also, the release schedule for manga and anime are immensely faster than the
Yeah,
release dates of games.
game you get it once and then you for
Yeah.
a while, so.
So yeah,
But then again, there is a lot of games being released, and some fly under the radar, some don't show up, and we'll see what happens if
yeah,
I pick my games or if we ask for some recommendations or whatever.
yeah,
I have a couple of games that I've listed that I want to try out.
yeah. I am. I also have a list which we're going to talk about next episode. Uh, on that note, just wanted to say thank you for listening. We hope to be able to talk to you later. If you want to be a yeah good listener from now on out. Looking forward to this project.
Yeah. And if you're listening, what is your favorite game right now?
Yeah. Please leave a comment somewhere.
Hmm?
We haven't quite figured out that yet. Yeah. If you have the opportunity to leave a comment, and please do. What's your favorite game? Anime? Yeah. So on that note,
Thanks for
bye for
listening.
now.